honor and glory to our power, Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rachakorash, double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, whomever you may be, wherever you may be. Shalom and Shalom. All right, this is going to be super brief. Because we already know about this, or we should have heard by now, about the Mpox, okay? And this is from The Guardian, as you see at the top of, the screen here. Okay, it's from The Guardian. Now, it's funny how fast this thing is, popping up out of nowhere. Because there was talks about Africa, which you see on the screen. There was some doctor blowing a horn in Japan. I think it was Japan and China. I can't remember. It was in the world news that we posted. And there was somewhere else. I forget where it was, but I believe there was somewhere else. Okay, now the one in Japan, I don't think it was it was something about some mosquitoes or something. It's not as big as this Mpox. But there were like 3 or 4 places dealing with this particular topic here. Okay, and so it says Mpox. All right, it says Sweden confirms first case of more grave variant outside Africa. Now that was the big talk. The Mpox in Africa. Okay, we've even posted news about that. Brothers have spoke up about it. Okay, so now it says that Sweden confirms first case of more grave variant outside of Africa. Now we're watching what's happening here. Should this thing really blow up and become the next pandemic? Okay, you have to understand Sweden is one of those first places that took the digital system, under their wing. So Now we can't say this is going to happen for sure, but I'm just giving a scenario. So this thing blows up crazy out of hand, and they issue some kind of lockdown in Sweden, all right? And then they're talking about, giving people V's. I almost said it. I gotta be careful. V's, you know what I mean when I say, you should know what I mean when I say V's, okay? They have to issue people V's, all right? But some way they try to incorporate it into, their whole entire system and how everything works. And I think you get what I'm trying to say, and try to force you into that way. Because they already have the digi system, okay, underway. So what more to say that if you want to cure, you're going to have to do this thing through the digi system and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just giving a scenario. But it's surprising how from Africa, I believe it was somewhere else, but from Africa, now over here in Sweden, right? Hold on, I gotta drop something. There we go. 1 second here. Okay, matter of fact, let me step this way. Okay, a little more light. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, should this blow up, it would be very interesting to show. To see how this will play out in a place like Sweden, which I'm not saying that their whole digi system means anything given this particular case, but it could play a factor because how they can manipulate things, and like the brothers have been blowing the horn over and over and over. This is coming to America. Not saying the Mpox is coming to America, but I'm just saying something like this is going to happen. All right, something that's on a big widespread scale that will pretty much scare the country. But at least have something up their sleeve on that left hand side from the Lord. They have something up their sleeve, man. And this Mpox seems to not be slowing down at all. Okay, so it could be possible that the Mpox is the next thing to hit here in American shores. Okay, and that would be very interesting to see how that's going to play out, because we know the Lord is moving and everything is according to prophecy, man. You have to bear with me because I don't have my glasses. So once again, it says Mpox, Sweden confirms first case of more grave variant outside Africa. Clade 1 case comes from the WHO, okay, declares a global public health emergency. What is Mpox and why has it been declared a global health emergency? Okay, so let me see if there's some nitty-gritty down here we can get into. It says Sweden confirmed its first case of the more contagious variant of Mpox, a viral infection that spreads through close contact, marking the first time it has been found outside Africa. The person was infected while in a part of Africa where there was a large... Now, this is the thing they did with the woo-woo, man. Okay, they knew people were infected, but what did they do? They still allow flights back and forth from China, Japan, and all over, and they still allow people to enter and exit the country. And then eventually they talk about, a lockdown and shutdown and stop this, stop. It was too late. You already allowed it to travel, right? So this is the same thing they did here. And I'm not saying this is what they're going to do with this, but I'm just saying it's the same thing. It's a similar thing, right? They did the same thing there. Okay, so it's possible that these people allow this thing to spread. Okay, because it may not blow up, but who knows? As of right now, it's spreading, so they could possibly allow the same thing to happen there. Um, it said it spreads through close contact, marking the first time it has been found outside Africa. The person was affected while in a part of Africa where there was a large outbreak of the disease. Olivia Wigzell, Director General at the Swedish Public Health Agency, told a press conference. Early on Thursday, the WHO declared mpox a global public health emergency for the second time in 2 years after an outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo that has spread to other countries. See? And is there not international travel? You see? It says we, and this is how that one movie happened, okay? Um so yeah, man. I mean, we see what's going on. We can't say exactly that anything's gonna come from but we're watching it, okay? It says we have now also during the afternoon had confirmation that we have one case in Sweden of the more grave type of mpox. All right, the more grave type of mpox. Let me light that up for you so you can see what I'm reading. All right, I'm not just guessing at it. Right, Sweden. Okay, of the more grave type of mpox, the one called Clade 1 or Clade 1. Okay. Jacob Forsmed, the Health and Social Affairs Minister, told a news conference. Wigzell said the person who had been affected had received care and instructions in line with the health agency's recommendations. The case is the first, caused by Clade 1 that has been diagnosed outside the African continent. It says the affected person has also been infected during a stay in an area of Africa where there is a large outbreak of mpox clade 1, she said. Let me see here. I'm gonna rub my eyes, bear with me. It says earlier this year, scientists reported the emergence of a new form of the deadlier form of mpox, which can kill up to 10% of people in a Congolese mining town, and warned that it might spread more easily. Mpox mostly spreads via close contact with infected people, including through sex. Okay, so you can get it and not know it, or eventually you'll know it. It says the WHO said there have been more than 14,000 cases and 524 deaths in more than a dozen countries across Africa this year, which already exceeded last year's figures. So far, more than 96% of all cases and deaths are in a single country, Congo. Okay. And okay, that's the end of the article because I was going to stop. So let's just read it. It says the emergence of a case of the European continent could spur rapid international spread of, that's what I just said, right? Mpox, because of international travel. Okay, it said Lawrence Gostin, a public health expert and professor at Georgetown Law in Washington. A case in Sweden most likely means dozens of undetected cases in Europe. Yep. It says Dr. Brian. And so we see what's happening here, man. Okay. Dr. Brian Ferguson of the University of Cambridge said the case in a Swedish traveler was concerning but not surprising, given the severity and spread. The severity and spread of the outbreak in Africa. There will likely be more here and in other parts of the world, as there are currently no mechanisms in place to stop imported cases of mpox happening, he said. So yeah, that's it for that. Yep. So there you go from the Guardian. Mpox, Sweden confirms first case of more grave variant outside Africa. All right, I did want to get a few scriptures, just 3 scriptures there. Actually, just one, but or A few, but in the same place. So 2 Ezra 15 and 20. Let's just start right here what we got on the screen. 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Okay, and pestilences like these bring great deaths, man. Okay, the woo, the V's and the power ups from the V's. All right, great deaths came from those. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you because ye have sinned against them." So who is this to? It's directly to you Israelites, because we don't care about the other nations. We're blowing the trumpet towards Zion. Okay, we don't care if the heathens here or not. They hear, they hear. They're not. Oh well, it's not for them anyways. We're blowing the trumpet for you Israelites, letting you know. Okay, now was the time to get your mind right, get your spirit in line with the Lord, because too many things are happening right now, and anybody could get a check out at any moment and receive a toe tag. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and the ultimate plague is the nuclear missiles. But these diseases are plagues as well, and ye shall remain in them, for God shall not deliver you. For God shall not deliver you. For God shall not deliver you, okay? Because ye have sinned against him. That's how you know it's towards Israelites only, because we're the only ones that can sin against the Lord. It says, "Behold, in horrible vision." Oh, actually, no, let's get into something else. World War III. Okay, but that down there is chunky and juicy too. Though, but I just wanted to get those couple of scriptures there, which lines up with Matthew. Also, scriptures in the next chapter, in the 16th chapter. But I just wanted to make this real brief, man, and read that article real quick. So that's it. Shalom.